What is good, fellow Titan Quest fans? We got another update. I thought the last one was a bit underwhelming, considering that it was kind of short and it didn't have all that much new info. I haven't seen this month's blog post yet, because it's a complete nothing burger. This blog post doesn't contain all that much new information, but I will read between the lines and interpret everything in the usual way. So, the title is The Goddesses of Fate, which sounds cool, alright. We also got introduced to the three sisters of fate, the Moirai, in another blog post like a year ago or something. It is explained that the ancient Greeks believed that the fate of basically everything was spun by these three goddesses. The first sister spins the wheel and weaves the thread of life, determining when the human is born. The second sister got her measuring rod handy and measures the length of a life and how it is lived. The third sister just chills out at the end and snips it when the life ends. Talk about a freeloader. The blog post goes on with reminding us that the Greek gods were quite human, as in gods are not these divine perfect beings, but practically humans that don't die to natural causes. Let's quote the blog post here. Even Zeus, the most powerful of the Olympians, can be petty, jealous or selfish, as much if not more than he's helpful. The divine characters of the Greek pantheon very much feel like a family that's constantly squabbling. But the Moirai sit above all this. Even Zeus must abide by the fate that they weave. The Moirai sit outside of time, weaving a careful tapestry so that all events happen as they are supposed to. That indeed is some new information. It would be weird to leave the fate of everybody and everything in the hands of some schmuck who happened to be a god but who is a greedy and lazy scumbag at the same time. The cute Moirai sisters are above all that. That makes total sense. The antagonist of Titan Quest II, the goddess Nemesis, seems to be the kind of god that has some anger issues and who does what she wants. Somebody goes on her nerves? Just kill them. Some city called Sparta believes that they don't need gods. Kill them all. She has quite some temper. She is the goddess of retribution, so I guess it's justified. The question is, why is Nemesis even out there to kill you, the player of Titan Quest II? In another video I already theorized about that. And the best conclusion I came up with was this. You as the player are a half-god. Your father is the husband of Nemesis, a certain god who cheated on Nemesis and had an affair with a mortal. 9 months later, you as the player are the result of that encounter. Nemesis is really mad, of course. She wants to see you dead as soon as possible. Nemesis never knew where you were. We saw in the prologue and demo version that your foster mom, Antinoe, hid you and protected you from Nemesis' view. Antinoe herself once was a servant of Nemesis, so it makes sense that she knows about you being a half-god. In the prologue, you touched some sort of sacred shrine that gave you your first mastery, and right afterwards we see this.
You're the finest I've ever trained. Go on. See if the shrine answers to you.
You have been measured. Rise and accept your blessing.
You saw how the shrine reacted. That corruption. Gods. I thought we had more time. No matter. Go. You have the shrine's blessing. You can face the griffin without me. I have other preparations to make. I'll meet you on the mountain. You must slay the griffin. You can do this.
Nemesis finally got to know where the hated offspring of her man and the mortal woman is, so she wants to kill you as soon as possible out of vengeance. Let me know in the comments if you think that theory makes sense. If not, what do you think is the reason behind Nemesis being so mad and that she's out to get you as soon as you get your powers? The blog post talks about the Olympian gods, and in the very beginning of the game we see the Moirai sisters, Glaukos, Nemesis. One random side quest in the prologue shows the brother of Hermes that has been trapped in a jar by some magic. So it is safe to assume that we see some more gods over the course of the game. We also should see some Titan in some form, or at least hear from a Titan, given the name of Titan quest. According to Greek mythology, there was a war between the Olympian gods and the Titans. The Olympians triumphed and the Titans were cast in Tartarus. Maybe we still see one or at least interact with one. Some Titans that everyone knows are Prometheus and Kronos. Maybe we see or hear from them in some capacity in Titan Quest 2. This month's blog post is super short and holds almost no new information. It seems that the whole developer team is busy at work with finishing the early access, and writing extensive and clever blog posts is not among the priorities anymore. Sounds fair enough. Developers, if you ran out of ideas on what to cover in the next month, a showcase of one new ability with all its modifiers and stats would be super cool. It would be awesome to see a new ability and theory craft about the usage of the modifiers. We all know that the first release window on winter for the early access has been missed. Now we get another one with summer 2025. Summer officially ends on the 22nd of September, so by then the early access should be out. If it's not, and it gets postponed again, I'm okay with it. The hype has died down a lot. It's hard to stay hyped and keep up the anticipation for something forever. I mean, I was thinking Titan Quest 2 would come out 1 year ago. Remember the time when they were really vague about the release date? In any case, like the video if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment if you agree on my Nemesis theory. I'll see you in the next one.